And welcome to another edition of South Texas Crossfire. This is Attorney Joe Flores reminding you to join us each and every week right here on KTMV. Don Humberto and the Lopez family celebrating over 50 years of broadcasting. Without them, this would not be possible. And our biggest sponsor, God. We want to thank him for making this possible. With me today, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing an activist, a man who has been here for the community for decades, a man who is getting out the vote and is on a mission to help everybody get out the vote. And that's why we're here today in our campaign, because the political season is heating up. And as you all know out there in South Texas, it's a full contact sport. Mr. Berlanga, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks for stopping by. You know, I've been trying to recruit you like for about 20 months. Todd Hunter, I was saying, where is he? I mean, we had wanted posters out there for you.
I understand. I keep a pretty busy schedule, so sometimes it's difficult to get on. But I'm glad I'm here this morning with your program, and then look forward to the discussion this morning.
Well, let me jump in feet first. We're focusing in on getting out the vote in our continuing series, and who better than you to talk to us? You've been in Austin, you've been in Washington, you've been all around this great state. And, we're trying to focus in on the young people. So a lot of them haven't been introduced to you. Everybody knows who you are that's been voting and been around for a while. But how about those first-time voters? Tell us a little bit about your education, training, and background.
Well, I grew up, obviously, and I was born in Robstown, but grew up basically in Corpus Christi, went to all the local schools, graduated from Carroll High School, Mary Carroll High School, and then went to Del Mar College. And then after that, I went to Texas A&I and graduated from Texas A&I. And then shortly thereafter, I was real active in LULAC, very active with the American Job Forum, raising money for scholarships, trying to help some of our kids make it through college, to give them an opportunity like I had the opportunity. And from that, it kind of evolved, and then we went through redistricting. Single-member districts were created, and so there was an open seat to run for the legislature. That was in 1976, got elected, went to Austin my first term in 1977, and served all the way through 1997. It's incredible to think that I've already been out 10 years, and but I had the distinct honor that this district, District 34 at the time, which included all the rural of Nueces County, as well as Robstown, as well as the the downtown area of Corpus Christi was the makeup of that district. Those voters gave me the honor and the privilege to be there for 22 years. I only had 2 contested races, and I was able to, obviously excel at what I did, because out of the 22 years, 18 of those years were in leadership role. I was committee chairman of the local and consent calendar. I was chairman of calendars committee. I was speaker pro tem for 8 years. I was chairman of the public health committee before I left office. And so during that whole tenure, we were in South Texas, and believe it or not, up until now, we've only got 1 committee chairman, but back then, we used to have 3 to 4 chairmen just out of the coastal bend. We had a huge political base of being able to get things done because of the leadership role that all of us enjoyed, with Irma Rangel in Kingsville, and Ernestine Glausbrenner in Alice, Texas, as chairman of education.
My hometown.
And then Robert Early over in Portland. We had a great setup, and even here locally, Eddie Cavazos was a committee chairman at one time. And so we had a huge power base. Obviously, part of that's been missing. But one of the things that excites me has been that during the last election cycle, the Obama campaign really energized a lot of the young people.
It really did.
And so what we've got to be able to do now is to take that involvement that was created and that excitement that was created, move that forward into this next election cycle, and from here on out. It's extremely critical. We're on the verge of going through redistricting. After the census come out, the commissioner's court is going to be redrawn. The legislature is going to be redrawn. So all those things are going to start evolving. And all of that is very important, because that's the type of representation that we're going to be looking forward to for the next decade. And so this election cycle is going to be very critical, because everybody that gets elected is going to be playing a role in the decision-making of how those boundaries are going to be drawn, and what the makeup of those districts are going to be like. So it's very, very important. I think the viewing audience needs to understand that there's a lot at stake here. The political future is at stake. Communities of interest are at stake. And so all of those things are very, very important, and should be very important to all of us.
Well, and I'm glad that you laid it out there, and let's go back a little bit. A lot of people don't understand how powerful the position that you held as Speaker Pro Tem was, how dynamic, all of you all working together, moving forward, marching forward, and now we don't have that, and now it's coming back. Hopefully we're getting some young leadership and everything out there. You've been in the private sector and lobbying also for a decade or more, but people say, what difference does it make who's up there serving, all the politicians, et cetera, et cetera. But it really does. Even down here, all politics is local, as a great man once said, who is also Speaker of the House, Tip O'Neill. And God bless his soul, God rest in peace. But, you know, one of the things that the young voters out there and the people that perhaps have lost interest in voting, they need to know that leadership matters, doesn't it? And getting what you need for your communities, for your children, for the elderly, and kind of break that down for us. Why is it important?
Yeah, no, it's really important. And if you see, for example, at Del Mar College, we have Dr. Escamilla now is there, a local product, did well, came back, went to school here, came back in that Board of Regents, and we had some people there that really drove it. I mean, clearly Escamilla was the best choice of the candidates.
Absolutely.
And the interesting part about it was that he wasn't even considered until the second round because the person they wanted had bowed out, and then all of a sudden, Mark, appears on everybody's radar screen, and after he got interviewed and whatnot, I mean, it was over with. But it's important to have, young people active and willing to participate in the process. I'm excited about the fact that we have some candidates that are running for office on the Democratic ticket that are young, that are willing to step forward and participate. I mean, for example, we have Clarissa Gonzalez, who all of a sudden has decided that as a businesswoman that she wants to participate in the process. Right. She's announced to be as a candidate for county judge. She obviously has another Democratic opponent, but that's fine. He's young, energetic. But the bottom line is that we're starting to see an emergence of other young people. I mean, we have Abel Herrero in the legislature now. We've got a Salomon Ortiz Jr. And so again, there's this evolution of hopefully young people. I mean, for us who have passed the torch, it's exciting to see good, solid, quality candidates step up to the plate and are willing to take that step and participate and to give back to our community, because that's what it's all about. I mean, we've all have been successful, but at the same time, we should never forget that we owe a debt of gratitude for what we've accomplished, and we should then in turn help those achieve those goals that we were lucky enough to achieve through the help of a lot of people in South Texas and the community. And so it's exciting. I think it's going to be very exciting, especially in by virtue of the fact that this young lady Clarissa is a Hispanic woman.
Yes.
And to think, and this is not without saying that we've had other Hispanic women serve as county judges in South Texas. So even though it may not be a first in terms of electing a Latina in South Texas or in the state of Texas, because even the great county of El Paso had a Latina county judge, and as have some other ones in South Texas. But I think it's exciting about the possibility that in Nueces County it would be historical.
First time in history, a century and a half.
And I'm not so sure that, I think she's the first Latina to run for that office. I'm not so sure that there's been others that have run for county judge, women, and I may stand to be corrected, but at least not in my lifetime. I don't think we've had a woman venture to run for that position, which is very important because of the emphasis and everything that evolves around that office. It primarily 80% of the county judge at Commissioner's Court deals with criminal justice, and it deals with the judicial system and the delivery of those services. So I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be an exciting season, and I think the Democratic Party has put together a very good team of individuals from top to bottom, and so we'll see what happens come November.